everyone. I am Maria Davis Pierre, CEO and founder of Autism in Black Inc. And I am here with my lovely husband who is a bit under the weather. So he may or may not talk that much. We'll see. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Dr. Berry.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Yours truly, Dr. Berry, co-founder of Autism Black. Welcome.
Welcome.
It's less than a month away.
Less than 3 weeks away. We'll be at the 2-week mark come Friday. So we're here to talk about our 5th annual Autism in Black conference happening April 11th through the 13th. It is a hybrid conference, so you can come join us here in West Palm Beach. It is not too late to get your in-person ticket. Dr. Berry will tell us when he's stopping the sales on in-person. And of course, you can get your virtual tickets, and we sell virtual tickets all throughout conference weekend. And then I believe that Monday it switches over to replay. So April 11th through the 13th, you can join us here in West Palm Beach, Florida, or virtually from wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, especially for those who are thinking about coming in locally, or maybe those who are in the area, right? And, want to get their ticket, please shoot us an email, let us know. Because like I said, typically we want to, at least close the in-person or the option to get it in person, because I don't want someone to be like, oh, I pay for in-person ticket. When is the conference? Right. Because we want y'all to know, like, because we're going to have plenty of people who actually will buy tickets like day of the conference, day of the conference,
second day.
So, and especially because of the benefit that we provide with our conference that most conferences don't, is that, you get lifetime recordings, right? So you get access to this thing, forever. Right. And I have access to the people who watch it in our vault. Right. So people are always kind of watching it, going back, taking notes and, following up with the speakers. Right. Because you'll have all of the speaker information in the vault as well, too. So you'll always have time to catch up and say, what did that speaker say? Like, oh, I want to get that speaker. Like, especially if you want to, let's say, follow up with like a Cheryl Poe. Right. You want to try to figure out like what's her contact information. You have access to the vault, and her information is always in there and updated to go.
Yes, if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at our Instagram. How you guys doing over there on Instagram? Today, I did want to just talk some about 2 things, because one, we're getting a lot of questions regarding our vendor options. So I wanted to talk about that, and then also talk about some of the sessions that we have, because I know there were questions about that. So what should we start with, Dr. Berry?
I think, again, just for those, maybe for some reason, this is your first time catching it live with us. Again, this is the, Autism Black show, right? And this is going on our 5th conference. This is actually our first in-person / virtual experience. If you attended anything Autism and Black related, maybe you caught the Boys Summit, maybe you caught the Girls Summit, maybe you caught one of our webinars, you already understand the level of energy and effort that we put into the events that we have. So this is your first time catching it. It is about this conference. It is our 5th one. So we have been doing this, but even as we get into the 5th year, the fact that there's still a lot of people who don't know about us. We're still seeing those comments like, oh my God, have you heard this organization? Have you seen this organization? Oh, you should follow this organization. And nothing brings a better smile to me or Maria when someone's like, oh yeah, I heard about them. Oh, I attended a past conference, or like, but just the fact that, the community is still small enough to reach out and say, hey, like, I think you should know about this organization here. And, people have heard about it. So we like getting both sides. So, for those who may be like, oh, what is the Autism in Black conference? That's what it is. And, our founder, to the left of me has been holding it down for 7 years, but 5 years with the conference, and, just trying to changing lives and changing families. So just wanted to kind of sprinkle in just to make sure of those who may be unaware of what we're talking about. Yes, this is the conference. You can register at the banner below. I think I would go into the vendor conversation, and then I saw one good question. What is the experience like? Because I think when people hear virtual, they think they're watching like a Zoom chat room, right? So they don't really understand what the virtual experience is. And if you're a vendor, like what is that virtual experience going to be for a vendor?
Yeah, so we use the conference platform Whova. This is our 4th year using Whova. We've used it every year except our first year. So the first year we were a Zoom conference. After that, we leveled up a little bit with our Whova conference platform. So it is an app, or I guess a platform rather, that you can use from your phone, your computer, your tablet, wherever you want to log in from. And you're actually able to go into this app, network with other attendees. You get to see a list of all the attendees. You get to network with the speakers. There's little, I guess, breakout hubs in there where you can type questions. You can set up your own little kind of networking hubs that you can network with other people. As attendees, you can set up your own pop-ups within the app and have people come into your space and talk about any topic you want to. Say you're raising a autistic child in Chicago and you want to meet other people in Chicago, you could set up a little hub and say, hey, we're going to meet 2 hours after the conference over here in this hub. Everybody who wants to join, here's the link. And you would do that within the actual Whova platform. So it's a very interactive app. It's just not, oh, here's the Zoom link and you're watching the conference. You're actually able to network within the app. You're actually able to get questions answered within the app. And of course, we have our vendors and our sponsors, which we will be announcing later this week, in the app as well. So if you are a attendee that is wanting to peruse the booths of our vendors or sponsors, there's actually a tab that you would click, and then you could see all of the virtual booths, which even our in-person vendors get virtual booth options as well. And you would click on their booth. They could have a video in there. They'll have their links. Vendors can actually set up booth times for people to come to their booth, and they can interact with the attendees there. Can they go live from their booth, Barry?
Good question. I'm not sure if you can go live. I know you can. I know you can have like a video in it. The best workaround is to probably have one open, like a separate discussion, and then just kind of have people meet you there. That'll probably be the easiest workaround for that.
Exactly. So you can have the interactive times within there for you as to go and see the vendors and our sponsors as well, because it's the same type of booth option. So if you're actually wanting to be a vendor, and right now we only have virtual vending options left. All of our in-person vendor options are spoken for. So we only have virtual options left. So if you're wanting to be a virtual vendor, you would be able to have a booth set up within the app. You also get, I believe, 2 virtual tickets to the conference. So you would be able to watch the entire conference as well. That comes with your vendor booth fee. And you would just put whatever video you wanted of your product or service. You would have all the links there within your booth, your logos, all of that. And your best bet would be to set up actual times. Now we will, during the conference, we have dedicated AIB Collective Corner, which is the name of our vending booth name. We will be telling people to go to the vending booths and shop. So we do have dedicated times during the conference, but we also suggest that you also set up your own times as well, so that you're making sure that attendees know about what you offer. So that is really, I guess, everything about the booth. Hi, Lupita. Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, no, I think it's so interesting again to have, especially with the vendors and the support of the vendors, over these few years, especially with sponsors. And like I said, we'll be talking about the sponsors probably later this week as well too. But just seeing the community that's there and available, and who will definitely patronize, who definitely wants to kind of check out, see what you guys are doing, what you have to offer. Because I think a lot of times, especially in our community, There doesn't seem to be a lot of outlets, or we don't seem to know who are the trusted outlets. So this is definitely a great time to get in front of an audience. And I can tell you, just from an ad perspective, is likely going to be majority women, right? Majority Black women, like probably 25 to 35 is probably the biggest bulk of our audience. But we got kind of wide range of patrons who take care of us. We're definitely going to have some men, but if I had to give a percentage, it's probably going to be like, because of Maria being so dynamic, it's probably going to be like 85-15 or something like that. The women definitely show out for Maria. So for those who are vending and who are thinking like, all right, who's gonna be the audience, who's gonna be there, definitely.
It is spring break over here at the Pierre household. You're hearing our children gaming right now. They are having a good time.
Right. But definitely gonna be a good time for those who attend, but more importantly for those who are vendors and who are looking for support for their business.
Yes, and we also do put the vendors within our conference booklet, and you are also posted on our social media as well. So even if there are people who are not attending our conference, we do push people who follow us to your socials and your sites as well.
And then for those, especially because we do have the vault, there will be a section that's just for vendors. So anyone who's watching the vote, who's watching from the vault, next week, next year, 2 years from now, your information will be there. So they'll always have access to you.
Hi, Ash. She says, thank you for this, single mother of 2 autistic babies. Come join us for the weekend and get some community, because sometimes it's
the 13th.
April 11th through the 13th. So yes, that is the information about our vendors. It's a great opportunity. Even if you are just doing the virtual option, you still have access to our community, to our followers. So there's still great opportunity. And we do have a few people who are just signed up virtually now to be those options. So you can go ahead and get your booths. All of our speakers have booths as well. So our vending options there'll be a long list for our attendees to look and shop and peruse, and we'll be pushing them to your sites. Now let's switch over to some of the sessions, because I know that there have been there's been questions. Are we just talking about little kids, elementary kids, toddlers? No, we cover all the lifespan, right? So because I'm autistic adult, so we're definitely making sure we have stuff for us out there, because we know community is important for us. So we cover all age ranges. So we'll have topics that are about how to advocate within the school. Then we'll have topics about how to advocate within for yourself within college or the workforce. So we have plenty of different sessions. Some that I want to highlight here, because we just have so many good sessions. One, Cheryl Poe, of course, is opening us up on Saturday. Cheryl has spoke at every single Autism in Black conference. So we are definitely excited to have her back again this year. And she's going to be talking about advocating while Black, protecting our children. Then we have Dr. Althea Simpson, who is going to be doing Conscious Connection, deepening our support for autistic children. And Dr. Simpson also does Lego play. So she will be utilizing Legos during her talk. We have a session, What Autistic Adults Want Their Parents to Know. Amplifying voices, supporting Black autistic individuals and families across settings. What else do we have here? I'm just scrolling through our book. So I'm making sure I'm just picking out some to talk about. This is one that I really this is a pre-recording, but I know it's going to go over well with everybody. Navigating social events as an autistic adult, because that one is quite difficult for me. Unmasking the Invisible, addressing educational trauma and supporting Black autistic adults. That's another pre-recording. The Full Spectrum of Connection, building inclusive spaces for Black neurodivergent voices. That's another pre-recording that we have. So our pre-recordings are just as great as our actual live sessions as well. So you're going to be getting plenty of information. Family First, strengthening bonds with Black, queer, and autistic youth. The Power of Choice, why homeschooling can be a game changer for Black autistic students. That's going to be a good one, considering what we got going on right now with the current state of who's running this administration. What else do we have? Barry and I are doing a State of the Union address. We're going to be talking about community. Bridging the Gap, building emotional resilience and advocacy on the autism journey. This is a live session. From isolation to connection, building support networks for Black autistic adults. This is another live session. So we have a full range, as you can hear from our topics, that we are covering. So we try to cover a lot because we know that there's a lot that people want to learn, and we try to pack as much content into the 3 days and also give you the pre-records as well. And we're doing it a little different this year. Making sure I'm reading the comments over here on IG. We're doing it a little different this year, so you guys will actually get the access to the vault before the conference, because we want you to be able to go in and have some of that pre-work done. Since we are doing an in-person conference, we're not doing the back-to-back sessions because we have to do it a little different. So we wanted to make sure you had a lot of pre-work to be able to go in and to be able to watch those sessions. And our VIPs, you'll be starting early as well, because our half day is before the actual conference starts as well. So I think that's all I want to talk about in regards to the sessions. I'll get into some of these comments, or do you have something you want to say?
No, I think it's one of those things where when you're thinking about attending a conference like this, we understand that kind of everyone's on like different tracks. And we'll work on, and I'll see if I can do it within the app or just within just kind of the conference to maybe able to highlight like, younger, maybe adolescent, adult, just so you can kind of have an idea, oh, this lecture is going to be focused on this versus that. If not, that'll definitely be something that we'll take in, because one thing we do every year, every time we do anything, is like, how do we make the next one better? And we always say our next event is going to be the worst event, because we know we're going to exceed it the next year come around. So that's always a goal of ours.
Current event.
Yeah, right. So it's always about just kind of building and growing, and that's why we like, that's why we love our community, because not only does our community help support us, but it helps work on getting us better to provide for you guys.
Exactly. We hold ourselves to high standards over here at Autism in Black. We like to provide an experience, because oftentimes people don't think about the Black disability community, and we definitely want to provide an experience that we oftentimes do not get. So that is why we have certain things like our sensory room, why we have our VIP lounge, things like that, where people can still go and recharge, because we know those accommodations are important. So just in giving us just an experience that we don't get very often, where we get to have a nice conference that is dedicated to us, where we are engaging and networking with one another. So community is always at the forefront of our mind, and we are definitely excited about the 5th annual conference. It's going to be our biggest one yet. And we're definitely excited. April 11th through the 13th. I want to shout out Royal Rain Designs. They said, thank you for creating the space. We are the parents. We are parents, and our 6-year-old son is on the spectrum. Join us April 11th through the 13th. because we are definitely going to have a good time. If you've talked to anybody who's attended an Autism in Black conference, they will tell you that our virtual has always been popping, right? So now we are definitely going to be bringing that aspect to our in-person. I met with our DJ today. We got the vibe of the tone of the conference set. We finalized our food and beverage today. So we are really about to make this thing happen in less than 3 weeks. So I hope you guys will be joining us.
Indeed. And again, remember, for those who, again, this is your first time, being introduced, make sure you check out, her socials, check out the website up here, autismblack.org. Check out the podcast as well. We have a lot of our past speakers who have been phenomenal guests, and that continues to grow. And then just look out, right? Because like I said, we just again, this is the thing we're focusing on now, but we understand within our community, it's not just a one-shot event, and then you don't hear from us from the rest of the year. So we're always planning and doing things to continue to provide for the community.
Exactly. So we hope you're joining us April 11th through the 13th. It is not too late to get your tickets. You see the website scrolling across the bottom of the screen, autismblack.org/conference 2025. We are in person and virtual. I know that some people think we're just in person now. Nope, we are still keeping our virtual aspect. That is important to us. So that will always be a part of our conference. So if you cannot come in to West Palm Beach, Florida to join us in person, you can definitely join us virtually. Somebody said, which state are we in? We are in Florida. We are from here and live here, which is why our conference is here in West Palm Beach, in the city that we live in. We'll see about later on down the line having it in different areas, but for now it is in our city, which is West Palm Beach. So we hope you guys join us, if not in person, then virtually, April 11th through the 13th. Hopefully you guys will see me back on here tomorrow. I know I have not been good at being here every day, but we are in crunch time with conference. So we have been really working hard behind the scenes, but I will be live again this week, and Dr. Bear is going to hold me to that. So other than that, Dr. Bear is going to go rest because he is not feeling well, and I am going to see what these kids are doing, and we will catch you at a later time this week.
All right. See y'all guys tomorrow.